interesting turn of events have occurred over here, and I'm gonna just chronicle it a little bit throughout the entire day to see what occurs. But good morning, peace and love, welcome back to the palace. This is going to be just again, I guess, a continuation of that chronicling, like I said, of making the choice to trust and have faith in spirit that if I'm meant to do the work that I'm meant to do, then doors will open, opportunities will come, and I trust that. And so I chose that what's today? On Tuesday. And Wednesday didn't work, so nothing was happening except for me integrating and sitting in it. And then today, this morning, Thursday, I was supposed to be going to work, and then I was going to express to everybody at lunch, like, hey, these are my plans, these are my intentions, etc., and so on. And this was at the recommendation of my partner. He's like, well, you should go in person, just let her know. And I was like, I don't know, okay, if I'm gonna let her know, I'll just tell everyone at lunch. And this morning, there were some changes to the plans because my partner's mother is still healing from getting her hip replaced, so she can't drive, so we're down a driver. And then her daughter wasn't able, she thinks she overslept. She was supposed to help take the niece to her eye appointment, and so they were supposed to do that, and then my partner was going to take my little nephew to school. But because, like I said, I think I just said this yesterday, when one person makes a decision, such as myself or such as someone falling asleep, just like, you can't help that you're asleep, you're not conscious, you know what's happening. Just from one person's decision, there is, I just realized how loud this car is. I hope you can hear me. It's a 1990, so it's like 32 years old, so let's give it a break. When someone's making a choice, or someone's like asleep, or any kind of ripple effect where that person's energy or choice, we all affect one another. So I said this yesterday, I was like, in me choosing to say I'm not working for anyone else, to offer myself the space, time, and energy to build what I desire to create, and know that spirit is going to provide, and having faith and trust in that, then it affects everyone else. It affects opportunities, and effect doesn't necessarily need to have a negative or positive connotation to it. It's just simply cause and effect. And so I was like, there can be opportunities for someone else to have a paid position at the farm. There can be this, there can be that, thinking of all these things. And so this morning, I wake up with full thoughts that, well, actually, not full thoughts, it was the po-po. Someone would see me just driving and recording, small town. There's this feeling, of like, I basically had the feeling like I was going to be going to work at the farm today. And then, it's kind of overcast today now that I'm thinking about it, but I had this thought like, okay, I'm going to be working at the farm today. And when I woke up, I was informed that I had like 15 minutes to get ready to leave to take him, because then my partner needed to take my niece because her mom couldn't, she was still asleep, and his mother was still healing from her hip replacement, so she couldn't go. So I was like, one choice, boom, 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 boom. But like I said, it's neither positive nor negative. It is what it is, and we just gotta go with the flow, if you know what I mean. So I was like, okay, so I just woke up and I did that. But what I've been thinking about and what I've been finding interesting is, like, what are the odds that Tuesday I make this decision, Wednesday I'm sitting with it, and then Thursday morning, the day we're supposed to go, all of these other butterfly effects have already occurred, in which I've taken him to school. My partner's like had to drive out of our city to go take her to her appointment, so he's not gonna make it back, and we're just gonna send her a message basically letting her know we most likely won't make it in today. And to me, I don't know how my partner will feel about it, but for me personally, that is already kind of like a sign. It's kind of already, in a way, like, okay, you said you weren't going to be doing that anymore, and here it is. So now, what am I going to do with this day? Now that this day that I said I wanted to have, that I could utilize is here, how am I going to utilize it? How am I going to best take advantage of this? It's really how I feel like Spirit's kind of is asking me to do. I thought I saw some birds. So that's why I wanted to kind of chronicle it, just because I think it's important. Like, once you do ask Spirit, or you tell Spirit something, and you're into this space, what would I be doing on this day? What am I going to do with it? And how can I best utilize it? And for the things that I've been doing, last night I sat with Spirit and I asked a bunch of questions. I asked so many questions about what to offer on Patreon, what to offer through Linktree, like all of the things that I can offer on this Earth Walk this time around. What would be the most valuable use of my time, space, and energy in order to provide healing and just kind of just like be a light and just kind of share in light with one another. So I got all of this confirmation, I got some clarity, some things I won't be doing, some things I will be doing. And so I think what I'm gonna do, I'm still kind of gonna play it by ear because I don't know what's gonna happen when my partner gets back. But until such time, I'm gonna go ahead and restructure everything they gave me advice about for the Patreon and the Linktree and stuff like that. And then I'm going to try, what's today? Thor's Day. Today is Thor's Day. It's Jupiter Day. It's the planet of luck, of wealth, of grand opportunities, of travel. I don't know if I'm going to travel anywhere. It's kind of cold, but it's going to be warm next week, so that's definitely something I will be doing. So I think what I'll do is stay indoors and stay focused on restructuring. I'm going to sit into meditation for sure. And that's something that my spirit guides also guided me to do, because when I say that I asked Spirit, okay, so what, I said, what clarity, advice, or wisdom do you have for me when it comes to offering A, B, and C? And then they would, a spread would come out from my tarot. And it's not like the tarot is essentially telling you like very, there's a word I want to use, I can't find it, very explicitly like, don't do this, yes, do this. Sometimes the cards kind of feel like that, but for the most part what's occurring is you're getting the clarity, advice, and wisdom that they're giving you, and then you take that within yourself and sit with it and decide if it's for you or not. So with some of them, it would be a series of cards would come out and I'd sit with it, and then I would be called to like kind of meditate in it. Like imagine yourself, you say you're offering this service, now imagine yourself meditating to this, and imagine getting someone reaching out to you requesting this service. How do you feel about it? What are your next steps? What do you do? Does it fulfill you as much as you feel it will fulfill the other person? Because if you don't feel inspired and super passionate about doing it, but you know, like, it's kind of one of those things, like, you know you could offer something and you don't mind, but you don't feel it, don't waste your time and energy on it. That's essentially what I was getting. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking because I wanted to kind of chronicle, so let me not talk for like ever. But this is kind of just what's happened this morning, and I still don't know. I guess, you know, this might be something I put on Patreon. I'm still also, that's something that came out too, sharing more of the life and work updates of what occurs in Patreon versus like on YouTube. Just because, you know, some people just happen to stumble upon your videos on YouTube and they don't necessarily know a lot about your life or care about it. And I really do want those who are connecting with me to have truly understood, like, at least some of my journey, because I'm kind of one of those people that if you don't know like any of the things that I've really been through, then I probably just look like a psycho. I just look crazy or reckless. But for those who have seen anything that I've been through or chronicled on the YouTube channel, then anything that I'm recording now is just kind of like, oh snap, stuff is still happening. Okay, well, let's see where this goes. So I'm still debating, and maybe I'll post like this first half onto YouTube and then start sharing more through Patreon. I guess I could leave that up to sitting in some meditation and deciding and meditating on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this breakfast to Gigi. I'm gonna go upstairs, gonna meditate, sit in some meditation first before I do anything on the technological devices. I really like to ground my energy because I literally just woke up and left, so like I haven't really integrated into earth energy yet. So yeah, I just wanted to chronicle some of what's occurred because I think it's kind of interesting. It's not kind of, I find it very interesting. So yeah, I will see you in a little bit. Okay, so I just finished recording. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm all discombobulated because, well, technically I did just finish recording. I was recording on my phone and then it said I had 5 seconds left to talk, and I was like, wait, what? So, hello. I have just watched the video I recorded from this morning, letting you guys know everything that's occurred today. I've just been sitting with my altar, as you saw the time lapse. I was cleaning up my altar, meditated a little bit, and then I stopped recording and actually sat in meditation for 2.5 hours. It's been a really long time since I've done that, since I've sat in meditation for 2.5 hours, and a lot came out. A lot that I do actually not feel called to share on YouTube. And that's just for the divinity that was shared with me and some of the mission in which I'm supposed to be doing. And, whenever you're trying to build something or create something, it's smart to not share all of those goals with just random people and having anyone else's projections on them. So I shared everything that happened and posted it to my Patreon. You can come up here, you're fine. I recorded everything that occurred within my meditative session and felt safe to post on Patreon because that's a place where people who truly understand the journey and the path and resonate with me and my energy and know who I am and all of my ways and facets. What's up? Food's here. Oh, food's here. This is my last video for today, so we're good. So, love you. I love you. I decided to record everything that came out, share it on Patreon. Like I said, I do truly believe that Patreon is going to be a place where those who are also of galactic and, starseed nature and light language connected and just on the same wavelength at the deepest vibration, true reflections of one another, like, star siblings and cousins, we will join in light there, and I can share more there where I feel truly comfortable to share everything that came out and feel safe and in a protected space in which to do so. And that's just to protect my energy as well as the sovereignty of everything that came out during my meditative session. So I already did that. It was beautiful. I got a lot of confirmations. I would highly recommend, even if you don't feel called to become a patron, I highly recommend for anyone to sit in meditation. And if you have trouble like staying focused, I always visualize going somewhere. And typically I visualize going into the back of my body and spiraling down like a little slide, and an archway appears, and when I walk through, the place that I always go to is always the same, but you can create your own place, and this is where I always go to communicate with guides and my higher self. And a lot came out, and I was very grateful for everything that came out because it's really tapped me, and it's really like, it's crazy. Like I said, I'm chronicling this journey, and it's crazy to see how different I feel after just making the decision. Everything that's coming within to my body, into my awareness, into my steps and my breath and my knowing, and everything that I do feels imbued with my highest awareness of self and what I'm here to do. So it's been really, really cool. So today has been very productive, actually, as a day I typically would be working elsewhere. I did a lot of meditation. I got a lot of beautiful tools of things that I'll be doing so that I can move through the rest of my week with more intention and more clarity. And I'm just going to keep recording for you guys, maybe whenever I feel like something comes up where it's like, oh my gosh, this is because of that initial choice that I made. And I'll still be happy to share all of that journey here, but some of the deeper things will definitely be over on Patreon. So like I said, you can always check out my Patreon and see if you feel called to join, or check out my Instagram. I'm trying to make a TikTok. That's still a work in progress. But yeah, I trust that this message finds you well and inspires you. Like I said, the main goal is to show you that, like, I'm just like another earth human here who's recognizing their divinity and sovereignty and choosing to enact upon that. I trust that in me being brave to make these steps and to step into my divine sovereignty and sit upon my throne, that you will feel called and guided to do the same within your walk. And this will activate, awaken, and energize you to move forward on your path. So this is the short little excerpt that I'm going to add to the original video because I don't want to be super long. So thank you so much for watching and hanging out and holding space and celebrating and supporting me on this crazy path that I'm going on, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm going to go eat some dinner now. I'll see you guys later. Peace and love.